Hey guys, how are you? This is Darla with Stampin' with Chaos. It is Sunday afternoon and I am doing a video for pre-recording for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our first day back after daylight savings time. That is always so much fun for me. Seems like I never get caught up, but that's okay. We got a busy week this week. I've got sports starting, so high school softball starting and little kid soccer starting. So I'm going to be running, which I love. I love spending time with my grandkids. So I'm going to go ahead and do this video. We are going to be making a card today. It's got lots and lots of different elements into it. We are using our mixed Media Floral paper, which is the DSP paper right here. We're going to be using, there's, like I said, so many elements. We got the mixed floral stamp set and dies that we'll be using. We're going to use the elements of text, which is one of the new ones that came out, the online exclusives that's on. We've got the plaster painting 3D, this embossing folder I absolutely love. We're going to be using our deckled rectangular dies, which are the ones I've had forever and I've used them all the time. Those are one of my favorites. The mixed label dies, and we're going to use the mixed floral dies and the textured note dies. So lots of die cutting going on, some coloring going on. So I'm just going to hop to it so we can get this taken care of. So I took a piece of 8.5 by 11 Mossy Meadow green cardstock because that is my favorite green. And what I did is I actually scored it 5.5 first, and then I cut it at 4 1/4. And then that way you got 2 cards. Okay. So we got that done. Then we're going to take, I wanted this to be just about 1/8 of an inch in. And so I went from 5.5, I went down to 5 3/8, and instead of 4 1/4, I went down to 4 1/8, and I cut the white. And then I cut this pink 2 inches, pretty sure it was 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches by the 5 3/8 to match that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna adhere it down. But then we're going to run it through the embossing machine, and it looks so stinking cool. I was so excited when I did this because it meshes it all in. You can't even tell that, you can't tell that it was 2 pieces of paper. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and remember, when you're doing the embossing, you don't need the 2 plates. You just need the gray plate. So it's already adhered down. We're going to stick it in. So I got my number 1 and my number 2 plate. And then we're going to use the dark gray one. Oh, probably need the embossing folder too. That might help. La, 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 la. Okay, so let's put the embossing folder in. And we're just going to put it right in the middle. Set it down. Put the plate on. Like I said, this goes a lot better if you have a mat under it. So just remember that. What the heck? I lied. We're just going to use the big plate. We're going to take number 2 off, and we're just going to use the gray one. This is a 3D embossing folder. That's why it's too fat to go through to use the other plate. On some of our smaller embossing folders, then you need to use the other plate as well. Okay, so we got that done. Doesn't that look cool? It looks like 1 sheet of paper. Okay, let me get this baby out of the way. Okay, so I can find everything. Alrighty. Then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of our white cardstock, and I need to stamp on it, and then we're going to cut it out using our textured notes stamp. This is a scrap piece that I had, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use our Smoky Slate gray ink. I'm going to use our Elements of Text die. So I'm going to use this one right here. And I want it really light. And then I'm also going to use, I thought there was one other one that I was going to use. I guess this comes out of it too. This is part of it too. The dots. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run it through the cut and emboss first, And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to stamp off on this. So I'm going to just come over here real quick, maybe quick, and run this through. I hope I got the right die. I do. Okay. You know me, Stampin' in Chaos, try to be organized, and it doesn't always work. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stamp this, and I have no idea what this says. It's a bunch of blurry words to me. But I'm gonna get a good on there, and then I'm gonna stamp off because I want it really, really light, and that isn't too dark. But I'm gonna stamp off anyways. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over here. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Stamp on, stamp off, and then down here I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, and then I am done with that one. Then the next one we're going to use is the dots. And I'm going to do the same thing. Stamp on, stamp off. I'm going to do it again, stamp off. And then I'm going to come over here where this is all white and stamp. There we go. And then this one is probably, it's going to be covered by the flower, so I'm not going to go ahead and stamp off. I'm not going to stamp anymore on there. I want to show you guys something. So a lot of times, like your stamp sets will get a hair, or you can use your pokey tool, or the part that has the, I use my pokey tool to get it off usually. There we go. I think I got it. Just be careful when you... I'm so close. Hold on. Because if you go to stamp and you get that hair on there, it will ruin your... Did I lose it? Humdingers. There we go. And then I got this little piece of fuzz I want to get rid of. There we go. That pokey tool is the best tool ever. Our Stampin'... take your pick tool. Okay, so we got the gray, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down, and we're just going to put it right here in the middle. I absolutely love how this turned out. I can foresee me doing that a lot in the future. Okay, we're going to go ahead. My card is a little bit off here. I didn't fold it right. I don't like crooked. I don't know what I did. I kind of did it in a hurry, and see if I can get it to come out right. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere that down, and like I told you, I just wanted a little bit of green to show. You can use your glue on this as well. I am not the green glue girl. I like my adhesive. However, with the prices going up, I might have to try to do the green glue because it's, I think, a little bit more economical. Okay, so we got that part done. The next part we are going to do is, let me push this to the side. We are going to stamp the flowers. And that is just on a piece of white paper. Let me see. I think I have an extra piece laying here somewhere. That should work. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to do this in black. So just get a good stamp on it. You could do it in the gray as well, but I kind of like the black, so we're gonna go ahead and do black. Okay, we're gonna stamp this because now we are gonna cut this out with the embossing machine, so we don't have to position it. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're cutting it out anyways. Here's my little chamois, clean my stamps with. This stamp is stained because I use that Stays On ink. That's what it does. You can get it all the way off, but it sure stains it bad. Okay, I am going to use my stamping blends, and we are going to color I chose a light crumb cake. I chose the dark and light petal pink. I chose our balmy, I was going to use boho blue, but my boho blue was not working very good. So I got the light balmy blue and those, and then my mossy meadow light. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to color real quick. This is the part that I should have done before the video, because this is kind of like watching paint dry. I always say that, don't I? Hope you guys had a good weekend. I absolutely didn't do anything yesterday. I was a slug. I don't know what was up with it. I was a slug. Total. Now remember, these are the blending, so I'm doing the light first. And then I'll come in with a little bit of the dark. I need to go slower. I'm going to ruin this. We are going to Walla Walla on Friday. We're going to go spend some time with Paul's sisters. We call it sibling weekend. I've got somebody coming to the house to stay with the dogs. But they have a guitar fest. Never been there, never even heard of it. So we bought our tickets and we're staying at an Airbnb. And I don't know, it looks like we go to different venues and they have different people playing. So it should be fun. Something different. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of the darker in. I use the wispy end. Okay, now I'm going to come back with the light. And then I'm going to use the other one because we are going to go back in and try and blend it a little bit. And after it dries, it will even give you a different color. It'll look pretty, you know, kind of dark at first and you're like, I'm not sure if I like that. But once it dries and it all blends in, it looks pretty darn good. Okay, got the colors done. I have no idea why I chose this light blue. I have no idea why I chose blue to begin with, but we're gonna do it. Go ahead and put this looks darker than what I was using. I'm gonna use the other end. This is a smaller area, so it's a little easier to stay in the lines. It's funny, I was watching, you know, TikTok, wasting my day, and everybody's getting ready for baseball and softball season. You know, things have just come so far from when I was with my kids. The wagons, you know, you didn't have anybody didn't have wagons. You just carried all your crap. The big bags that you can buy things to put organizers on the insides. The chairs are heated. They have tents now that you can sit in. You can get heaters. You can get air conditioners. I'm like, holy cow. It's just it's so different. I told Paul I need a wagon and I need it for my shows, for my cards anyways. But I think I want one of those heated chairs. But then if I get a heated chair, I can't use the excuse that it's too nasty out, so I don't want to go watch. So I kind of have to think that one through. Oh, is this light? Yeah, it says light. Okay. I got to concentrate when I do this. If I screw up on this stamp, 90% of the time it's on this stem because I go too fast. Okay, we're going to do the leaves. And you definitely could come in with the darker on the leaves, but I think the black's black enough that it... Oh, goodness. I'm getting ready for my first class in my craft room. I'm nervous and excited. Whoops. Okay, we got that done. So now we are going to take this and we are going to cut out using our, oh, my stinking arm, mixed floral dies. I love that it cuts them out perfectly if you put them in there perfectly. Okay, so we got 1 and 2, and then we're going to put the 3 on the bottom and then the 3 on the top. And then we're going to, and I have been using my plates are getting a little warped, so sometimes the dies kind of pop up. So I've been using the painter's tape. Works really good for me, and it's not too expensive. I think it's cheaper than washi tape, but just put it on here and it will it'll hold down the dies, and that way it won't move, and you should be able to. The other thing that I say is when you come on, come straight down. Don't come off to the side. Come straight down and then lay it down flat, and then that way it shouldn't slide to the side. Oh, I just dropped my adhesive and it broke. Okay, and here it comes. Move this out of the way. Okay, then you just pull it up, and then it's on the outside, so I really don't care. But it just, I try not to put it onto the actual paper. You can, just don't push it down real hard, otherwise it will rip the paper. But I like that better than using the washi tape. Okay, so there's our flower, and now we're going to use some pop-ups, dimensionals, and we're going to pop it up. I really love these colors. I love how it came together. I will put all the I used a used piece of paper. I will put all the dimensions and the supplies that I used down on my blog, so you can go in there. People charge for that stuff. I've been, you know, when I get, bleh, I can't even talk. When I get stumped, I'll go and start looking around, and there's a lot of people out there that charge for their measurements and stuff, which I guess I understand, but I don't know. I'd probably pay for them because it helps me. I need to get back into the fun fold cards. I think that's got to be, I need to do a fun fold, and I need to do an Easter craft because that's coming up already too. Okay, so then you just position this on here, and I want the, you know, I want you to be able to see the background. I love that stamp for a background stamp. It's kind of crazy there. There we go. Okay, and then just push it down. Then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do the die cut, where we're going to stamp. This is going to be a happy birthday. And we're going to use our mixed label dies. So this is the one we're going to use on that. You know what? I'm going to grab my smaller plates here. Makes it easy. These are small, so it should fit in here. Okay. Number 3. This piece of paper. And we're going to push it through. Same thing on this one. It works really good if you have a mat under it. I love this one for the little things. It's so much easier. We're going to pop that out. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut a green one. I'm going to cut a green one as well. And if you watched my 101 video the other day, I showed you when you use punches, or you can use it on dies too, when you don't have a little bit bigger die or a bigger punch, you can cut these in half and you can still back your picture, or your stamp. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we got that punched out. Okay, so we're going to take this and we are going to stamp happy birthday. And this happy birthday came out of an older stamp set that I have. And I don't remember the name of it. I don't think I brought it over here. It was the Go-To Greetings. I love this one. This is an older one that I have. I use quite a bit. And I'm going to do it in black. The black, when you stamp your sentiments, if you do it in black, it's just, I don't know, it just looks a little bit better. And I'm going to try it here. It's pretty straight. So now I'm going to try and line this puppy up. Try being the ultimate word. Okay. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and you could either take your scissors and cut it, but I don't cut straight. So I'm going to use this, which is a little overkill, but it worked for me. So I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to try to figure out where the middle is. Okay, and then we're just going to cut it straight like that. And then you get two pieces. But the cool part is you're going to take this and you're going to make an outline on it. It is so neat when it's done. And you just have to remember which half goes with which one. We might have to, this one goes down here. Okay, so that's the bottom. And what I do is because you want it was easier for me to put the adhesive on the back, because this is all going to be adhered to the picture anyways, or to the card. But for me, it was just easier to do that. You may find it easier to put it on the green. But like I said, for me, it was just easier to do it that way. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And it's actually really cool. I really like this. I'm so glad I stumbled upon this. Somebody showing how to do it, because now look, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we're going to find our card that we just did that I have no idea where I put it. Here it is. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop it up. But this is already popped up, right? With our dimensionals. So you just need to pop up the ends, because this is already popped up. If you pop it up again, you're going to be cattywampus. So we'll just do these little ones here and see what you think. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to leave that. I like that. Just press it down. Then the next thing I did is I am all of a sudden into this linen thread. Crazy into it. Everything's got linen thread on it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it and make my bow. If you've followed me before, you know I like on the thread, I think it's too thin, so I like doubling it and making a double bow. A bow out of 2 strands. And I'm actually getting to the point where I can almost make these without having to try 20 times. I was having some good luck today. No. Now I won't be able to. Let's try it again. Okay. And then you just pull your little string to get, darn it. I should not have jinxed myself. I was doing so good. Man, I I made a bunch of these cards for my show coming up, and I have an order. And man, I was just flipping these bows out like crazy. Help! I totally jinxed myself. Okay, here we go. Come on. Somebody could make a mint if they just pre-made bows. Okay, hold your breath. I'm going to go with it. Pull that down. Okay, now this one's a little big, so just pull the two in. There we go. That one's a little small, but we're going to go with it. We don't have all day. Okay, and then I just trim it off. And I use my take your pick tool and add a glue dot. And that's what I put mine on with. And I'm just going to stick it like right over here. You could put it anywhere you wanted. I had it up here at one time as well, and then I changed it. Then these are our low profile dots. I love the colors, and they worked perfectly for this card. Whoops. Scoop it over. Put another one up here, and I usually do 3. Kind of a triangle. Isn't that super cute? Now to do the inside. I took the mixed floral DSP paper, and I already cut it down, and I did the 1/8 of an inch. So instead of 5.5 by 4 1/4, we're 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. We're just going to adhere it down. And then I took a piece of white cardstock and I ran it through with our deckled rectangular dies. If they ever come back on, you guys need to get these. They're retired, or if you see somebody selling them, they are so worth it. I love that deckled. I just think it's awesome. And I actually bought deckled circles, and I need to try those. I haven't tried those yet. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take our smoky slate, and I only want part of this stamp. I don't want the whole stamp on there, so I'm going to take the painter's tape and we're going to cover up part of it. So if there's a stamp out there and you like, it says happy birthday, and you want to switch it up and just put the happy and then add something else to it, use painter's tape. Or what else can you use? The washi tape. And you just cover up the part that you don't want. And I couldn't get, oh, I'm wet. I couldn't get this perfect. So what I did is I wrapped it and then I stamp it. Okay. And then I make sure you take the tape off, because you will have a mess if you don't. And then because I couldn't get the little flowers lined up perfect, I'm going to stamp off, and then it'll just give me, oh, see, then it'll just give me the part that I want down here. So we're just going to try that and see what we think. And there you go. And then I'm just going to color it in a little bit with my light petal pink. And we are done. I started leaving the insides of my cards blank. That way you can, for several reasons. That way if you wanted, that you have some place to write, number one. And number two, if you wanted to pop this off and put something else there that said, instead of happy birthday, maybe get well soon, you could do that, and then it's not a lot written on the inside. Okay, and then I'm just going to tack this down, and the card is done. So cute. I love this card, and I just love everything about it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our envelope, and I cut the strip, which I think is, let me see, 2 inches, 1.5 inches. Let me see, 1 3/4 wide. And then the card was, I can't remember. Let's do this. I love having this over here. 6 inches. So I went 1.25 inches and a little bit longer than 6 inches. And I am just going to put my adhesive down here. And then put your paper on. get it on straight, especially since it has lines. And then just trim off the edges. And you have a matching envelope. I said I was going to get better at doing this. You could also stamp on the envelope, but I did that. And look at that. Now you have a matching envelope for your card. Goodness, that didn't take quite so bad. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope I will be seeing you again. This is Darla with Stampin' with Chaos. We'll be talking to you soon. Bye.